Welcome. Thank you for lending an ear to the Voice of the Times for Friday, April 30, 2021. For today's editorial, India struggles to weather COVID storm. The photograph is heart-wrenching. Rows and rows of funeral pyres burning as the victims of COVID-19 are cremated in an open field. The image exemplifies the grim situation in India, which is in the throes of what Prime Minister Narendra Modi described as a storm that has shaken the nation. The statistics are frightening. In just 3 days this week, the country logged over 1 million new coronavirus cases. Authorities reported a total of at least 17 million cases, but the actual number could be 30 times higher. The daily death count is on the rise and could peak at more than 13,000. In one projection, the death toll could hit 1 million by August. Overwhelmed crematoriums have reported to mass cremations, and hospitals have run out of beds, medicine, oxygen, and ventilators. In an ironic twist, India, the world's biggest vaccine manufacturer, is running short of COVID-19 doses. Vaccination centers have shut down, and the Delhi government's goal of inoculating 300 million people by August is now just a faded memory. The speed with which the situation deteriorated is mind-boggling. Just weeks ago, Indian health officials were proclaiming that the country was well on the way to controlling the virus spread. So, what happened? An expert from the World Health Organization, or WHO, offers a compelling explanation. He said 3 factors came together in a perfect storm. First, restrictions on mass gatherings were eased. India will be holding elections in June, and campaign rallies traditionally attract huge crowds. Such assemblies could have turned into super spreaders events. Second, more contagious variants emerge. COVID-19 has proven that over time, it can spawn strains and variants that are more infectious or lethal. One such variant that is unique to India has been detected. Third, the vaccination rate was low. India had planned to inoculate all 940 million of its adult population by this year, but the pace of vaccinations began to slow in April. At the present rate, it would take India 8 years and 9 months to vaccinate 79% of its 1.3 billion people, the threshold required to achieve herd immunity. Alarmed by the latest surge, India's neighbors Nepal and Bangladesh have tightened border controls, while Pakistan has called out the army to enforce a hard lockdown. The concern, however, has spread far beyond the Indian subcontinent. Several countries, including the Philippines, have banned travelers from India. The ban has prevented the repatriation of the bodies of at least 2 Filipinos who died of COVID-19 in India. The Filipino fatalities were eventually cremated. The Philippines can expect a far bigger fallout from India's COVID crisis. The United States, the European Union, and several other countries have vowed to supply India with vaccines to make up for the present shortfall. That means vaccine allotments for the Philippines could be compromised at a time when we are having problems replenishing our dwindling stockpile. An Indian pharmaceutical company had worked out an agreement to supply the Philippines with the Covovax vaccine that it manufactures for the US company that developed it, Novavax. Because India now needs as many doses as it can get its hands on, the fate of the Covovax deal hangs in the balance. The massive COVID surge that has engulfed India has exposed serious flaws in its response strategy. The most glaring appears to be an undercounting of COVID-19 deaths. In some Indian states, the official death toll is far below the figures reported by crematoriums and funeral parlors. Lax testing and quarantining procedures at border entry points allowed returning migrant laborers to bring the virus into their villages, where it quickly spread. In slum neighborhoods where single-room shacks line the alleys and water and sanitation facilities are a luxury, social distancing and other health protocols are loosely enforced, if at all. Philippine health officials must closely follow India's monumental struggle against COVID-19 to prevent a similar scenario from unfolding here. Already, a fellow at the independent Okta research group has warned that the Philippines was at the same crosspoint as India in its fight against COVID-19. It is a warning that must not be taken lightly. And that's the editorial for April 30, 2021. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print. Subscribe to its digital edition or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. And listen to the Voice of the Times.